And we're in here at Crawfish Warehouse. It's the Coach David Reeves Show, County Coaches Show, and tonight it's the Heath Burns Show for the first 30 minutes. And we're getting fired up for
Reeves. Let's keep it Coach Reeves.
Keep it Coach Reeves.
Yes.
Well, now he did tell me. I got to tell you this before he gets here. Okay. There was one week where we were giving away a Player of the Week, and I think you were the one that handed the picture in the paper. He said when we start basketball, as soon as there's a Player of the Week, he wants to give it to a basketball player, and you not be in the picture anywhere.
He can have it every night. I love it. He's a great guy. I just enjoy working with that dude. We have a lot of fun.
Yeah, oh yeah. So basketball getting ready to get tipped off. You brought Caden Steiner with you. He's finally a senior, right?
Finally a senior.
It seems like you've been playing for 6 or 7 years at Jasper.
Feels like it.
I wish you had 6 or 7 more.
Yeah, I bet you do. How are y'all looking so far, just practice-wise, getting ready?
We get after it. We got some guys. We got a lot of youth right now in the gym. Right now we've got 3 guys that are back, or 2 guys that have varsity experience in the gym. But you know, when the football guys come back, you know, that's going to make a big difference. You know, there's a lot of guys over on that side that really will help us a lot. They played well this summer, and they had a great year last year as well. So we're going to be fine.
You know, y'all lost some key components from last year's team.
We did.
Mainly Miller, for sure.
That hurt. You know, losing the 6'9" anytime that you have one of those guys, it hurts because, you know, it demands your attention. You know, everybody had to, you know, hold him accountable. You know, they were all guarding him, and it left us open on the perimeter, which left Caden and Keegan open to shoot the 3 a lot. So, but I'm going to tell you, we're going to miss those 2 guards too, John Michael Brown and Clayton Thorne, because somebody had to get Miller the ball.
Right.
And it was those guys, and
those guys weren't flashy. They didn't just fill up the stat sheet, but they played smart on the court.
They did, and you know, they really orchestrated what we did. And I tell you, we talked about this Saturday when we talked in Winston County, but they set a lot of good off-the-ball screens. John Michael Brown was one of the best screeners we have ever coached, and he does a lot of things that don't show up on stat sheets that are winning plays. And you got to have those winners like him that will make those plays. Like you were a good screener for Barry Wilson.
Exactly.
You remember that?
Yeah, I remember those days. And then I'd have to go get the rebound when he missed the shot.
That's exactly right, and get it back to him.
Right. Tell me a little bit about the post players that you've got coming in this year, since you did pretty much lose the post guy.
Well, we were going to play a little different this year.
Yeah.
So we don't have really a post player. We like calling them like swing guys, like guards. They're hybrid guard forwards.
Right.
Jarrell Johnson's a 6'4", 6'5", junior. That's going to help us out a lot. And Braylon Johnson, another guy, is about 6'4", 6'5". It's got a lot of length. That's going to, and you know, he played his sophomore year, and came back this year. So he's with us. So, you know, we have those 2 guys inside, but we also have Lincoln Smothers that had a really good summer. Lincoln played great for us, man. He was real physical. Lincoln does what he's supposed to do.
Yeah.
And we don't have to worry about if Lincoln's rebounding or if Lincoln's blocking out, because he is.
Right.
And, you know, so we played different. We play a lot faster.
That's hard to believe.
I know. You know, we might not score as much. We're going to play fast. And we're hoping, you know, our defense will add to some more buckets, and you know, our length with Jarrell and Brody, and you know, Brody Garrett, of course, he's from football, and our quickness from Steiner and you know, Mekhi Pledger and
Grant Bailey.
That's right, and the shooting ability of Keegan Keaton. So, you know, you mix them all together, you know, you got something pretty special that can happen. But you know, it's going to take some things, you know, some time for us to gel and our chemistry to form, but we think it's getting closer.
How many people do you think you'll actually play in the rotation?
You know, we actually can play about 10.
Yeah.
We really can, and we really don't have a true one, but how many teams have true, you know, ones anymore? They all shoot it, and they all can score now, so heck, we're excited about having guys that can score.
Well, even if you look in the NBA, it's hard to find a true point guard.
That's exactly right. There's not one.
Most of them are going to be shooting the ball. I do a lot of fantasy basketball, and pretty much every guard on my team says it's PG or SG.
That's right. You know. That's right. They can all shoot it, man.
And they don't pass a lot. So.
Well, and that's good with our guys, they have some simple rules. When you touch it, the light's green. So if you're open, shoot it.
Right.
So you'd love to play on this team.
Right,
You,
yeah.
you would have shot every time you touched.
I would have. I would have shot it from half court. Ball hog. And now Keegan was a guy that coming into last year, I don't think a lot of people kind of had him on the radar, but he got on there really quick.
He did. You know, Keegan came to us from Carbon Hill, and we didn't know a lot about him, but we found out quick. I found out the first day that I saw him shoot, and I said, that kid can shoot it. And I said, you know, I told my assistant coach, I said, you know, he's in range when he walks in the gym. He said, what do you mean? I said, well, if he touches it, you better shoot it. You know, we do a lot of things for Keegan to get him open, but man, when that guy, like when he lets it go, it's got a chance to go win. And game one, we figured out like he has no conscience about where he's going to shoot it from. Like I don't think he knows what the line is.
Right.
We're playing at Pennsylvania against Gadsden City, who went to the Final Four, and we are down 3 and in overtime, and he's about 10 feet behind the line. He's open.
Right.
And he looks at me, and I said, shoot it.
Right.
And he did. And, man, it went in, and I looked at Lane and Coach Driver, and they said, man, he's special.
Now, the first thing I noticed about him was his confidence. For a young kid, confident from anywhere, and thinks he could do anything, I'm sure.
Yeah, not arrogant.
Right,
but very
not an arrogant
confident.
kid.
You know, he's a very humble kid. Like, he knows what he can do, and he knows what he can't do, and he plays to his strengths. So he's very smart. He's gotten stronger. He's gotten in the weight room and really worked hard. His feet have gotten better. He can handle it better. He can pass it better. So we're looking for Keegan to have a big season with Steiner at the guard position.
Now, Caden, what is it going to be that this team has to do to take that next step?
You know, he talked about Miller being gone, and I think we really got to play fast and have more grit. Like, I mean, I think people looked at us last year and like, you think we have grit, but we got to take that next step, and that comes with being together and encouraging each other, and just playing hard. That's the biggest thing to me. Like, if you're not playing hard, then you're coming out. You got to play hard.
Now, you've been playing for the team now. You played varsity for all 4 years, haven't you?
Yes, sir.
What has Caden Steiner done to make himself better this year?
You know, I've stayed in the gym ever since we lost. I mean, we lost to Pennsylvania, and that really hurt. And you know, some people their senior year really say, okay, I'm just going to tone it down. But I've really told myself that this is my last high school year, so I've got to pound it, and I've got to go and get extra time in and lift weights, get stronger. You know, I really felt like I've gotten stronger. I think that's the biggest thing, really. I know that I can go and play with anybody, whether that's high school or college guys. I can go and play with anybody. I've gotten stronger. I think I've improved my shot and finishing everywhere out there.
Now, what's going to be the next step for you after this? I hate to look past the season, but what's your future plans?
You know, I really don't know yet. If God opens that door for me to play basketball, then I will.
Yeah.
I want to see how my senior season goes, and if I want to continue to keep playing, then I will.
Yeah.
And that'll come to me.
Oh yeah,
So.
yeah. Burns, what do you expect out of him as a senior?
Well, leadership one, and there's not a finer leader in the state of Alabama than this guy.
No finer than Steiner.
No. Hey, you're a poet and you didn't know it.
Exactly.
So I'm telling you, I've coached a lot of teams, 28 to be exact, and this is the best leader I've had. And I can say that without hesitation.
Yeah.
He is who he says he is. He does what he says he's going to do. Like, he's on time. He does. His effort is relentless. Like, he's just a guy that he's going to come to the gym and give you all he's got all the time. And you know, like, you ain't got to worry about him. And that's just, that's something these days, like, it means something to me. Like, to know that I ain't got to worry about a kid because there's so much in this world to be worried about. But I don't have to worry about this cat. I know what he's doing. I know how he's acting. I know what he's supposed to be doing, and he's going to be doing.
Yeah, that makes a lot of sense. Now, you have played for Coach Burns quite a while now.
I have.
What is it about Coach Burns, besides his dance moves? What's your favorite thing about Coach Burns?
Oh, man. You know, I've been here 4 years, but he may not believe this, but I love how, as good as I'm doing some days, he's still going to get my tail. He's still going to get my tail. And, I hate it right there in the moment.
Yeah.
But after practice, I have to go back and think about it. I was like, that really fired me up, and it really got me going. So, yeah.
And with you probably know the players that you can get on them, and it fires them up, or the players, if you get on them, they'll shut down. Too.
Right. You got to know that. It's a fine line, and this guy has been – he wasn't always like that. There was a time in his freshman year that his skin was a little thinner, but now his skin is thick, and man, he's just tough. He's a tough kid. He has gotten stronger, but his heart has gotten just he's filled with the Spirit, man. Like the Holy Spirit's all in this kid. Like he puts God first. He does exactly what he says earlier. Like the kid is in church every time the door's open, but more importantly to me, like I kind of get emotional, but when he's at school, like he presents Christ to others.
Right.
And he doesn't mind talking about it. He doesn't mind talking about who he is. And he wanted to coach kids like that. It makes you want to be a better person, a better coach. So I don't want to let this guy down. So
right.
He's somebody that brings out the best in you.
That's good. That's and for a coach that's been doing it as long as you have, to admit that the players bring out the best in him, that's pretty good.
Well, it's hard to bring out anything good in me, but yeah, he does.
Woody, what you got?
Coach, 6A area 13, what's the intel on Coleman and Mojo?
Coleman's good. Again,
But, top 10 most of the year last year.
Yes, sir. Yeah. They're very solid. They brought the big kid back in, the 6'8" kid that he's more athletic. He played football actually. He played.
He played tight end, didn't
that's
he?
That's it.
Yeah.
I like Grant Bailey.
And then they had another kid that was a tight end that I think plays basketball too, a Holly kid. That's
he's
6'5",
a nice
6'6".
Yeah, and he's athletic too. Yeah. So they're going to be a lot like they were last year. Athletic, long, shoot it well schooled in what they do. So, last year we were a lot alike in that sense, the IQ side of it, but they're a little more athletic. I think we might be a tad more athletic this year, maybe even more. But they've been together so long, the chemistry's there. I think it's going to be a great matchup. I think we got a good shot of playing with those guys. Mojo's a team. They're always solid, but I think, it's going to be a tough race. Our area is tough. It's one of the toughest in the state, but we love it. It's one of those areas where you finish runner-up, you're in. If you're not, you're out. So we feel like we'll be there.
Well, that last game for the area championship at our place last year with Coleman, that was an electric night, and probably have some more this year, huh?
Absolutely. Our last game with Coleman in the area finals, and at their place, even man, it went down to the wire.
Beat them up there, did we?
Well, no,
they beat us barely.
Yeah, we led by a big. We actually led.
We were
by
about
17.
20.
Yeah, 20. Yeah, that hurts.
Yeah.
And it was early, and we got emotional. We got really fired up, and basketball's a valley of, it's got valleys and peaks, and we hit our peak quick, and then we hit a valley, and we still played well. They just played a little bit better.
Yeah.
They were really good last year, and it was unfortunate that we both crossed with such good teams, and and both those teams went on to advance, to the Final Four, I think. Besides Clay, they lost to the team that went to the Final Four. So it was a really tough matchup for both of us, but we both were a bucket away.
Yeah. Coach, you mentioned you're going to run 10 guys in there. Do you ever use this platoon stuff, 5 at a time? Do you ever go that route sometimes?
I have before. I did this summer some.
Yeah.
Especially when I didn't like the 5 that were in there. They weren't playing very well.
Get them all out.
Yeah.
Right.
I got it. I got the rule down. Okay, got you, man.
We go possession sometimes.
Yeah.
Our defensive guys, offensive guys, we do that some. But I would love to, go sick them. Put a new 5 in,
Yes.
go sick them.
Fresh.
Right. But we can do that. I feel like we can. It just gets staying at guard when you get the further down the line we go. Like the guard play gets thinner, and it gets younger. And with time, it will get better. We got an 8th and a 9th grader there right now. And they're going to be good players one day, really good players. Jamari Walls and Jonah Elliott are going to be really good players for us one day.
Yeah.
And it might be this year. I don't know. I hope so. They both had great days today. So we're looking to stack every day and get a little better every day. We talk about 1%, getting 1% better each day, and we feel like, by game time we'll be fine.
If you can get 10 guys to average in double figures, that'd be a winning season.
Well, how many points would that be a game?
That'd be 100.
That's correct.
It'd be good for team morale, too.
Yeah. And I saw y'all hit 100 Well, probably what, 4 times last year?
Wow. We hit it a few times.
Yeah.
Didn't we? Yeah.
I know
don't
you hit it
remember.
a couple times.
I don't know if we did last year. I think we did the year
We
before.
got close if we didn't.
Yeah, you got
Yeah.
close in a bunch of games.
We
But
did.
I'm pretty sure y'all did it 2 or 3
Well,
times.
you know, they
last
have
year.
that stupid rule, that hot clock stuff,
Yeah,
which
yeah.
brings down my integrity some. So.
Exactly. Yeah. They don't realize that you're going to shoot it as fast as possible. You're
Hey.
never going to run a Curry offense. or anything.
We're going to be who we are.
Right.
You know? It's their job to stop us, right?
Right. Exactly.
Coach, is the arc still 19-7, the 3-point arc?
Yes, sir.
Okay.
It is.
Okay. These rules change. They slip up on me and change from year to year. Just wanted to make sure.
But he's got a bunch of guys, and Steiner included. They're going to shoot it from about 23, 24.
well,
That's the
NBA
plan.
stuff. Oh man.
Yeah.
Wow.
27 in, they've got the green line. So
Wow.
let's shoot it.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Anything else, Woody?
I guess not, Coach. How long have you been? When did you start?
Coach,
what are the rules?
well,
Did you get out
coaching-
as early as possible? Huh? Did you have a midnight thing, or maybe not? Maybe the next day.
Nah, well, you know, I started in 98. 99 was it was at Townley Junior High School that doesn't exist anymore.
This guy, he should be in the Townley Hall of Fame if he's not one. They
man.
were winning some ball games at Townley.
Oh yeah.
We were beating some teams pretty good. Now, we did score some hundreds.
And he was the junior high coach that would call it in to the paper and be like, "Here, I want my guys to get some."
Well,
Yeah.
we felt like our guys worked hard enough to
Yeah.
get in that paper. You
Yeah.
know? So, and the paper was a huge thing back then.
Yeah.
Now the guys just get on it. We didn't have social media or the internet
Exactly.
back then. So,
Yeah.
I didn't know what a computer was.
Right.
You know, so. But, you know, I loved it back then, and being, you know, following up a guy like Kenneth Lake.
Yes, sir.
You know, oh my goodness.
Oh,
you know,
man.
That really got my interest up in basketball because I got to sit down with him and talk with him, and I got to study his notes that was in this science file cabinet.
Yeah.
And I thought this guy is way ahead of his time.
One of the finest point guards ever at Walker High School.
Absolutely. Now he was good at Walker College as well. So
Yes, sir.
He and
Coach Clem.
my dad and he and my dad and his brother Larry were all
Yes.
in the guard together.
Larry's my age.
Right, so
Yep.
we all had a connection, and when he retired, he called my dad and said, "Tell Heath to go out there," and I did. And the principal was Ruby Pike. She said, "Look, we always felt Kenneth Lakey would be the guy that replaced himself, and he says it's you, so it's you." So it was the easiest interview I ever had. So
You didn't have a chance to mess it up, did you?
I thought I did. I was scared going up there, but man, I loved it.
You're going to start the season off this year at Cornerstone. They're in Birmingham, is that right?
That's right. It used to be Parkway Christian.
Okay, yeah.
They're a good group. You know, they were a playoff team last year. We played them twice last year, but they bring back a big group. They lost 2 kids, but they brought back like 8 kids, so they'll be solid.
What class are they in?
They're in 2A or
2,
3A.
okay, good. But good, still good.
They're very athletic.
Yeah.
They get a lot
They
of
are
kids from
athletic.
Huffman.
Yes,
They're
sir.
very
Oh,
close.
yeah.
And that's going to be on the 17th on the road. And then on the 18th of November, you've got Decatur Heritage coming in.
Right.
And then the 22nd, Itawamba Agricultural of Mississippi is going to come in. I was joking before we went on the air that you're playing a bunch of farmers.
Yeah, well, they don't play like a bunch of farmers. You know,
Looks are deceiving.
Daryl Wilson and I are friends, and Daryl played at Mississippi State on the Final Four team with Dan Pierre and Bart Hodge and all those guys, and he's got a good group, and he always calls if he has a good group. So we're going to play.
And then you got the Boonville Thanksgiving Tournament in Boonville, Mississippi on the 24th and 25th. And December is going to be a ton of games, including the Jasper Classic again.
Yeah,
right?
it's going to be big. It's a big loaded December. Our Classic's got some great teams coming in. I tell you, when we're going to Boonville, they've won 4 state championships in a row.
Wow.
And they always want us first game.
Right.
So I guess
They went a barometer.
There you go. Had to give us a measuring stick.
Yeah.
You're right.
Yes,
so
sir.
we're looking forward to that. We played 2 state champions last year. We played them and Saltillo. I don't know much about those guys this year, but we got a great group of teams coming in. 14 teams coming in this year. I'm telling you, I think we got the 7 best in Alabama coming.
Yeah.
Wow.
Well,
7 of the best.
I was watching some college basketball the other night, and there were 2 guys that were in the tournament last year.
On Tennessee,
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Dwayne Brown.
Yeah.
and Bishop Boswell.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Kind of a sidetrack. How about Kentucky beating Purdue the other night, huh?
That's,
Man,
they're good. They're
look
going
out.
to be good. Yeah.
Wow.
What's the coach think, Pope? He does a good job.
Purdue ranked preseason #1.
Yeah, yeah. They were high.
Hi.
Well, all right. Well, Heath, anything else before we go? One thing I did want to mention, Woody talked about the crowd being so electric in that Coleman game.
Oh,
but
man.
the crowd every home game is so electric. It's just like the football team. But you guys, I don't know if I've been in a better high school basketball atmosphere.
Great pad.
We've got a great place. Our
Yes.
fans are great. Our community is great, and our administration does such a good job of making, athletics such a big event. And that was the thing when they came. We wanted to make our games like the thing to do of the week. So it's a fun event, even if it's just to come and hang out in the Black Tie Club or to sit and hang out with your buddies and talk. But if you watch the floor a little bit, we think we'll put a product on there that you enjoy watching. So they've been great to us, and we our administration's first class, and our fans and just this community, we don't want to give them anything less than our best. So it's been a great marriage so far. Maybe to keep maybe to stay there and get even better.
Right. Well, it shows your age and also who you grew up watching. The fact that they still come out to the Chicago Bulls theme song. They're wearing Air Jordans. That's right. We got Jordan on all the swag. I think anybody should do that.
If it's good, it's timeless.
That's right. Well, Heath, good luck coming up. I'm sure we'll be at that first game broadcasting it at home against Decatur Heritage. Good luck this season. I know
Thank you.
that you've had 3 great years already. Can't wait to see what you can do here in this senior year.
I'm excited.
And tell Danny we said hello.
I sure will.
Yeah,
Thank you
thanks.
so much.
Yeah.
Appreciate y'all.
Yeah.
All right, guys,
You
we're
too,
going to
man.
take a break right now, and then we will be back here from Crawfish Warehouse for the Coach David Reeves Show. Coming up, we'll have Coach David Reeves. I'm not sure who his guest is or if he's got a guest tonight. And then we'll talk about the other games going on. Thursday night's a full night of games tonight. So we'll talk about those as we wrap up the show in a little bit. Be right back here from Crawfish Warehouse on WJLX. We're back here at Crawfish Warehouse. James Phillips and Woody Wilson tonight. We got Brian Hales on a assignment, right?
Football.
Yeah, he's doing the football game on 88.5 FM.
Yep.
It'll be Carbon Hill and Meek on 88.5 right when we wrap up here.
Meek at Carbon Hill.
Yeah, so it should be an interesting game with Brian and Zach calling that one. I got Coach David Reeves has joined us now.
Yes, glad to be here, guys.
Coming
Thanks for
off
having
the-
us.
See you, man.
Yeah.
Coming off a big win that got recognized across the world, basically, because of Columbia.
Man. Bless their hearts. Their kids played really hard. They had some really, really good players that we would have liked to have. Coach Coates has done a good job. They're a lot better. It's hard to win a game in high school football anyways, and it's really hard when you've kind of got that stigma hanging over you,
Right.
when you've forgotten how to win. And so
I think I'm pulling for them as much as I'm pulling for anybody this week.
I am, I am every week except when they play us.
Right, yeah.
And so, and we kind of had talked about last year, kind of in a joking way, hey, this was 91 for them.
Right.
So all you got to do is add the
Right.
numbers up. And I thought they were going to get the one early on against East Lawrence, probably about week 5 maybe, and lost it 28-24. And but it takes time to build that. Coach Coates hadn't been there very long. Him and his staff have done a nice job making. They were markedly improved. Came in and played hard, and the kids fought to the end, and that's always the best compliment that you can give any program or any coach is how hard their guys play.
Oh, yeah, and their running back, he was legit really
Oh,
good.
yeah,
Right?
he
If they had 10 more of him, look
Yeah,
out.
well, he had elite speed. There's
Yes.
no doubt about it. He had elite speed. One time, midway first quarter, into first quarter,
He hit that
You
one. It was
know,
like
yeah,
90-something yards.
yeah. Was it that far?
I think it was 91 yards.
91.
Yeah, I know we misfitted, but not bad.
Yeah.
We misfitted, but just a little bit. But all he needed was a crease.
Wow.
Man, and he was the fastest dude on the field, and
Wow.
really impressive. And so
Dunnigan's his name.
yeah, Dunnigan. Yeah,
Yes, sir.
that's him. That's
Now-
him. So.
How about the Vikings? What did they show you last Friday?
Hey, I thought it was a really big game for us. They had the stigma of, man, they've lost 99 in a row. You can't hide from that. And they can read and they can see social media and you had homecoming festivities that started. The seniors started getting their toga signed at 9:00 in the morning.
Right.
So it made for a really long day that was way out of our norm, way out of our routine on a Friday. And
I think a lot of people don't realize for the kids how emotional homecoming day is and all the ups and downs. And, this is your last time to do this thing. And
it is. It's a lot, it's a lot for a young kid to take in. It's a lot to try and get them to understand, hey, the game is for us, and then activities after the game are for us. But
Right.
all that other stuff is for, for our students and for our community and for former Vikings and stuff like that. And so, but, we're always going to be a part of that. I love our kids interacting with all the little kids in the parade and giving them candy. Those kids look up to our guys. And so, I thought we came out, it was really solid. We really, we could have scored in a million different ways than what we scored. We could have kept starters in, we're always going to coach mistakes and coach to improve. We can't give up 7 points on pick sixes. That's a lesson. You can't misfit a run against a good back. But we played a lot of guys. I think we had 26 guys on defense. Rush or a tackle. It was a high number. I counted them up Friday night after the game when I go through it. And, offensively, Mackay went over 1,000 yards. Zion ran a kickoff back and ran for a bunch of yards. C.J. Vincent was the back that a lot of people don't get a chance to see what he can do, So it was good to watch him show out. Our O-line handled the front. We flew around. Drew Herring put another big game out. for us at linebacker. You know, so there was a whole bunch of good.
E.J. Oliver even got in and scored a couple touchdowns.
Twice.
E.J. Oliver came in and ran the offense. You know, and again, that's for everybody else. We know E.J. can do it.
Right.
Just like we know C.J. can do it. You know, and so it was good for him to get out and showcase his skills. So it was a good night. You know, we handled business. I mean, you know, the standard is the standard. I mean, it doesn't matter who we play or who's across from us. These are the things we're looking for, and if we don't meet that, then you know we're gonna have to go back to work, and our standard's really high. So we went back to work. I mean, we found a bunch wrong with it. You know, there's a lot of people in the state that would say, man, you won 61 to 20 or whatever it was, and
22.
22,
Yes, sir.
61 to 22, and.
But you gave up at 22.
Yeah, I mean, that's how we look at it. And we only scored 61.
Right.
I mean, you know, I mean, you know, if that happens, then that happens. But if that happens,
Have you ever
just better. And you know, sometimes that happens. Just better. And you know, sometimes that happens. Sometimes that does happen. I mean, sometimes our team's got Bo Jackson and you don't, and so it makes for a long night. You know, but then how many Saturdays or Sundays do we sit around and watch? You know, two great teams, and this team just rolled somebody last week, and then this week they get rolled, and you're going, what happened? Well, it's the emotional side of it. You know, somebody showed up and brought it and was in the right frame of mind and handled the details, and somebody else flinched a little bit during that time, and it got away from them. And so I would say I'd be scared to put a percentage on it as far as that goes. I know you got to be strong. I know you got to play hard. I know you got to do all these other things. I mean that we all know, but it's a much bigger part. Woody,
A large factor.
It is.
Yes,
It's
sir.
a much bigger part than the average fan would probably sit around and think about it.
And that's probably one of the things to me that makes it important for kids to play football and play sports now, because you have to face those things and it gets you ready for life.
You know,
big
we're
time.
so fortunate, you know, to have the kind of men we have coaching at Jasper. You know, all the coaching staff, they are so good for our players and our young people at Jasper, because it's always a life lesson. I mean, everywhere you turn, hey, this is bigger than football. This is where it's going to help you in life. You know, this is where, I mean, I can't think of a team meeting or a time when we call them up afterwards where we don't say, hey, this is way bigger than football now. This is how you're going to have a family one day. This is how you're going to have a successful career one day. And you know, sometimes the lessons go the other way. You know, if you let your emotions get the best of you, then you can ruin all that.
Right.
You know, in a single instant, you know, you can lose a bunch of stuff as you get older and become more accountable in an adult world. And so, you know, we try and talk about those life lessons and point them out to our guys and teach them, you know, every opportunity we get that it's way bigger than football, you know, and what they're laying down is really a pathway for the rest of their life. You know, and one thing is true, though, it doesn't have to be. You know, if I've been doing this, I can change.
Right.
You know, but one thing we always say is if I keep doing what I've been doing, I'm going to keep getting what I've been getting. You know, and if you like what you're getting, then keep doing it. You know, and if you don't, then you better find a way to change. So.
Y'all mentioned Mackay. I know everybody's 111th, but Mackay certainly has done his part. 154 yards in a game, 3 touchdowns. He's gone now over 1,000 yards again. 1,094 this year, 1,147 last year. Did he go over 1,000 sophomore? I think he did, didn't he?
I think he did.
Not a freshman, but the last 3 years.
I'm almost positive he did.
Yes,
you know,
sir.
And how many carries was that 154 on?
I just got the total, just the touchdowns and the yardage.
Wasn't that man?
I gave him stats. I know it's. I know it's.
Just a minute. I'll look it right up.
He acts like it's his first time to do this, you know.
But you know, I will say this, regardless of what it comes out to. I mean, you know, when you're Mackay Pledger and all the amazing things he's done. You know, obviously the offensive line's played a big part of that. Boy, they really opened up some stuff. I mean, having Lincoln on 5 carries. Yeah,
yes, sir.
That's, you know, that's kind of what I was fixed to
That's
get
a good
to.
average.
You know, and
Oh, man.
and then Lincoln.
Is it ever?
Lincoln takes a lot of pressure off of him because they know what he can do. Our receivers take a lot of pressure off. But, you know, there's been a bunch of games this year where he just don't play very long.
Yeah, that's
you
true.
know, I mean, it's time to get him out. And you know, we've also got Zion and CJ that need to get their touches, and you know, and they deservedly so. It isn't like you're just, you know, putting me out there and handing me the ball. Those two guys are quality backs too, and so, you know, so him doing that when you think, well, he only played about a half against Brookwood, only played about a half against Sipsey, only played about, you know, a half against Decatur. I mean, you just go right down the road.
One play last week, one carry, 50-yard touchdown.
Yeah,
Boom.
I mean, you know, and my hat's off to Mekhi as well, though, because there's not a bigger cheerleader on our team. He does understand, okay, my job is done, and his attitude is great, and he's cheering for the other running backs and cheering for our team, and you know, really doing all the things that you would want a great player doing. But you know, we could be at a different place, at a different school, and give it to him 25 times a game. I mean, he could have, you know, broke a state record the other night.
Yeah.
I mean, if you go 30 yards a carry and we're going to give it to you 20 times, that ain't a lot. That's 600 yards.
Yeah.
But you're a guy with class. You ain't going to do that.
Well, I appreciate you saying that,
sure.
Woody. I mean,
it's a fact.
He's smart enough not to keep his guy out there, though, when he's up by that much.
Well, that's an angle, too, but still.
You know, there are times where, you know, we want our players getting that kind of recognition and stuff, but we're going to do it the right way, you know, and the right way is, you know, the game's over. So, you know, but that's all across. I mean, that's, you know, Dusty's going to, yeah, I don't think he blitzed a single time the other night.
Yeah, I don't think so.
It was just straight base, start to finish, and, you know, good for us. I mean, we need work at that. We need work at lining up and playing. So,
since Woody mentioned Pledger, before we go to break, I do want to say I like that, the formation. I don't know what you guys call it, but we call it pick your poison, where you got both backs in the backfield at the same time.
Yeah.
Oh, yes.
Yeah, we're expanding that, you know, as we moved on. We knew that's a good one, and you know, one of the things is get your best 11 guys on the field.
Yeah.
You know, and that's one of the opportunities. Zion's just such a huge force for us on defense.
Yeah, I mean, he's just a football player.
Yeah, amen.
I mean, he really is. I think Woody and I talked about it on the radio on
Wednesday.
the pregame show on Wednesday.
Yes, sir.
I mean, you know, you got a couple of guys. You know, Zion runs down on
He does.
special
He's
teams.
a gunner on special teams.
Carries the ball for us, you know, and then comes out there as a, you know, a pretty good freaking hand at corner.
Yeah.
You know, I mean, you know, and you got guys like that, and that's really when you know, man, you know, you turn the corner. Kids aren't selfish. You know, they're thinking about something bigger than them. They're thinking about the team. I mean, we talked about the other night. I don't think we have a special team that Drew Herring's not on. And he's our leading tackler.
It was the other night.
Yeah,
that's right. In the game and the team.
And total season.
Yes, sir.
So, you know, but it takes those kind of players, those kind of unselfish players that just go in and ball out and do what you ask them to do and all that. So it's a pretty good spot to be in.
And instead of taking a break, I want to go into this week's game, and then we'll just kind of let you go once we hit the right.
Sure.
I want to ask you about scrums before you leave.
Yeah, no doubt.
You go ahead, and then we'll start.
I gave you a heads up Wednesday. You know, 10 yards Athens, 8 yards Dora. Of Coleman, we had one.
Yeah, you know, number one, they changed the rule a while back that said you can come and push the pile. Mm-hmm. I don't like it. I think it's a place where injuries happen. You know,
yes, sir.
You've seen it work both ways. You know, they didn't call it at Coleman, and Zoe went in a pile and took the ball from him and started, you know, and came out the other side, and it's our ball because they didn't blow it. You know, and so I really don't like it. I mean, you know, got matched up Dora, and I think you mentioned Athens. I mean, there's a couple of times it's happened to us. I mean, we just got caught in a call where we're trying to come off the edge with even the D lineman, and so you get a little bit soft in the middle. We're already a little bit small, anyways, as a D line unit, you know, and so. But it's been around. I mean, you know, once they let everybody do it, you know, everybody started doing it. I mean, once they changed that rule and let them come in and do it, I also think it's it's a place where tempers start going a little bit. And stuff
I was going to say, I've
because-
noticed in several games
Yeah.
that's where a little tic-tac
it just
starts going on.
Well, a guy's in there and the forward progress is stopped, and you're kind of waiting on the whistle. You don't want anybody to get hurt, and somebody runs in and just barrels into the pile and starts. That's enough to tick anybody off, and so. I don't know, but if they don't change the rule, we're going to push the pile, and we're going to learn how not to get the pile pushed. And so, but it's changed. It's changed tremendously in the last several years.
Talk about Lawrence County a little bit. We're traveling to Lawrence County tomorrow night.
Yeah, unfortunately, going to play on Halloween night.
Just for having to play on Halloween, I want y'all to beat them. I'm going to miss trick or treat with my kids.
Well, I know. We're gonna come out and try and be the best version of us that we can be. And our number one thing is to improve. And we talked about it. We talked about it today. We've talked about it every day. If we just go out there with a mindset that we're going to get better. Man, we'll look up on the scoreboard and it'll be fine.
Right.
It'll all be fine. And so they're young. They're young, talented, very talented team. A lot of young ones. He's got running around. I'm very empathetic to that situation. It kind of reminds me of the first year that I was the head coach at Jasper. He's got a bunch of guys playing that are going to be phenomenal players and are really good players now, but they're very young. Several ninth graders running around, very talented, young back, very talented young quarterback. They formation you to death. They try and keep moving you and keep moving you and keep moving you, and then hopefully their running back finds a crease in what you're doing, and so defensively, a bunch of cover three. A little bit of man. They move in and out of some bear front. Same thing over there. I've got all the respect in the world for Coach Voss and his staff. He's been a good coach. He's a good coach. He's been doing it for a long time. They graduated a bunch of seniors last year. And he kind of knew that coming into the job. And not that it was a rebuild by any stretch, but it's just one of those deals where you got to get your deal. You got to get your deal going, and then you have to get a confidence among the young kids that you're coaching, and they're well on their way. So, senior night for them, we're expecting them to come out with a lot of emotion. Last time they're going to play on that field together. They were open last week, so they had a chance to heal up a bunch of bumps and bruises and put in whatever specialty things that they wanted for us. And so, we can't let down, and we can't let down for a lot of reasons. We're trying to get just a little bit better every single day, whether it's practice, whether it's at a game, whatever it is, with the hopes being, if you got 65 guys and they all get, just a tiny, tiny bit better every day, then what kind of difference is that going to make at the end?
Right.
And so it's going to be a big challenge. A tough, a long bus ride. It's not far. It's not far, but on a bus.
But it's hard to get there.
Yeah, on a bus. There's no easy way.
Right.
There's no easy way. And so, we're hopeful that the people of, all the great fans that we have will show up and make that track, and feed our guys all that great energy they've been doing every week. I know it matters to our guys. I probably don't thank the fans enough. I try to every chance I get. Every time somebody's crazy enough to let me have a mic, I appreciate y'all guys doing that.
You've done it plenty on your show on Friday night, Coach.
But our fans are amazing, and we're fortunate to be at Jasper. We've got a great administration. We've got, a great group over at Central Office. The support that they give us is amazing. Our student body is great, so supportive, man. That's one of my favorite things about being here at Jasper is all the support. We talked about the administration, we talked about the Central Office, our teachers, but then to watch the student body get as excited as they get at pep rallies or up in the student sections, or after the game, when we've won a game, man. They always have so much energy, and it's so much fun, and really what high school athletics is supposed to be about. You know, it's supposed to be as much fun for the fans and the students as it is for the players, and so it's always fun time.
Well, I know you've probably only barely glanced at the playoff bracket.
Yeah.
But
you fixed it.
We still
get it in.
well, we still got a game to play. I know tomorrow night.
We do.
But I know you've glanced at it, and you know where you're going the next week.
Yeah.
And you might know who matches up the week after that. But talk about let's get ready to start the playoffs.
You wouldn't have put anything in practice Tuesday about that at all, would you?
No, not at all. I mean, we've got some young coaches on our staff that like doing that, and I just tell them don't come to me with that. I mean, we're focused on Lawrence County now. You know, our players. I mean, it's been tough pulling them back in. You know, I mean, going to the 6A playoffs is a big deal.
Yes, sir.
Well, and that's what I was going to say is that the 6A playoffs, that might be the hottest contested playoff bracket there is.
Well, it really is. I mean, you know, you've got a team in 6A that beat Thompson.
Yeah.
So
round two.
Yeah. So I mean, you know what? But
and you've already seen number 3 and 4.
Yeah, seen 3 and 4.
They're pretty. They're pretty
good point,
good.
James.
They're up close and personal, pretty good. So we
that's right.
You know, but really, you know, some people say it's coach talk. You know, I'm focused on tomorrow night. I'm focused on the Jasper Vikings. You know, because I know this. I know we won't stand a chance in the playoffs if we don't get a little bit better every day.
Right.
It doesn't matter who lines up across from you. You know, we've got to stay focused on us, focused on the details, focused on the things that made this possible. You know, and one of those things is being in the moment, and right now the moment is Lawrence County. So, you know, that's where our focus has been this week. That's where, you know, man, I'd be lying if I coach a bunch of kids. I mean, they knew.
They probably knew 30 seconds after it was put out.
Well, they knew a month and a half ago that they were in the playoffs.
Right. Yeah. Exactly.
I mean, you know, 4 weeks ago. 5 weeks ago, and so you know we had to reel them back in and say, hey, this ain't done.
Right.
You know, it's ain't done, and we had other aspirations. You know. Region championships and things like that we didn't make, you know, we didn't get, you know, and that's okay. Sometimes they're disappointments. You just go back to work and keep pushing and make the most of it. And so right now we're in this moment, and this moment is all about the Red Devils over there at Lawrence County. And so we're going to go over and get that, and it'll be a quick turnaround to be in Montgomery Saturday morning, and then we'll go to work. You know, Saturday and our normal stuff on Sunday, and see if we can't have some kind of plan moving forward. But right now, it's all about them. I've seen Gadsden City. They play Muscle Shoals. Excuse me, first game of the year. So that was a tape that we ran across.
Yeah.
You know, and so as far as
they used to be 7A for a long time.
Excuse me, Woody. They are that team.
Yes, sir.
Like a lot of others that 7A this classification, 6A this classification, 6A again, then back to 7.
That's right.
They've always moved back and forth right there, and
yes,
so
sir.
You know, just from watching that game, because I didn't break it down, you know, didn't know back then that's how it was all going to turn out, but you know, they're talented. I mean, obviously, I think they're might be 7-2 or fix to be 8-2 after 9. I'm pretty sure, you know, they're gonna handle that one, and so they're a good squad. I mean, you know, I think I've ran off stuff, getting stuff ready, stats, roster, schedule, results, you know, all that kind of stuff. But it ain't been any farther than that. That's the same as I would have done if we're playing, you know, last week playing Columbia or the week before that playing Hartsville, and I'm going to start running off stuff and getting it ready for Sunday to get ready for the next team. So,
right.
You know, it's all about our kids, and it's all about Lawrence County Friday night. And so hopefully we'll go over there and give our best.
Well, Coach, we appreciate you hanging out with us tonight.
Always
Indeed.
I appreciate all y'all do for our kids and our coaches, and you know, it's just wonderful platform to come up here and talk about our players and our program and our coaches every Thursday night. So I appreciate all y'all do.
You talked about the administration, the coaches, and teachers. I would say the only bad thing you have to deal with is if you have to deal with Heath Burns.
Man, he's my guy. You know, I tell you what, we've been close since I got here. You know, we kind of helped show me the ropes and kind of pointed me in the right direction and stuff, and I'll always be appreciative of that. But
he sent me a text last Friday night, right at the beginning of the game, and said, "You need to pick it up a little bit."
That's him. You know, that's him. And you know what, I'll tell you too. While we're talking, man, our cheerleaders are amazing.
Oh yeah,
and all they do.
The band,
the band.
Oh,
I mean,
but band state champions
yeah,
again.
and that's what I was. Yeah, and congratulations to them. I mean, what a wonderful deal. And I know our cheerleaders have some big competitions coming up. You know, and so, you know, it's just a good spot. I mean, it's a good spot, a place I'm glad to call home, a place I'm glad to be the head coach. So,
and we're glad you're glad.
That's right.
Thank you so much. But I appreciate it, guys.
Give us a big Go Vikes before
Thanks
you
for
go.
all y'all do. Go Vikes.
All right, guys. We'll take a quick 1-minute break, and we'll be right back to wrap things up here from Crawfish Warehouse and the Coach David Reeves Show. Be right back in 1 minute. And we're back at Crawfish Warehouse. James Phillips, Woody Wilson, and now Jonathan Timmons joining us. Jonathan, we had Coach Burns on and Coach Reeves, and both of them brought a lot of information.
Man, I am so excited about where we're at in football season right now, and then also basketball season getting geared up too.
Oh yeah.
And you know, we've got two great leaders right there in the basketball program and the football program.
Yep.
Very fortunate.
Oh, yeah,
Very
Jasper should count their blessings for having those two guys at the helm. And
Yep.
I'm like you. Football's been a lot of fun. We've learned a lot during football season. We have as a unit for the radio station. And last year we jumped into basketball not knowing anything.
That's right.
And just kept the thing going. But this year I think there's a lot of good things coming up for basketball. We're changing a few things up, and it's going to be a really cool season to be at Bevel State and at Jasper.
That's right. I was kind of thinking about that too, James, of us putting it all together, and you know, with the absence of our good friend Brett, and figuring it out, but making it happen. And that's where we really cut our teeth as a team to put together a good broadcast, and we learned a lot then. We've carried it over into football season, and we come full circle.
I'm shocked. Yep. I'm shocked you still have me around. Actually,
I'm shocked you're still here.
Do you mean that?
And spiritually,
it's getting deep.
I was going to say, do you mean that as in still alive or still here with the radio station?
Yes,
both, all of it, all of it. I know Woody's thankful I'm still around.
I don't know.
Amen. For real, man.
Mutual,
for real.
Woody.
Tonight's games, Carbon Hill at Meek. We're going to have to go straight to it in a few minutes. Carbon Hill playing Meek at home, and it'll be on 88.5 FM. What do you go through the list of what we got tonight?
If I can see it here, guys.
Well, that's why I said for you to do it.
Most of the games on tonight. Thank you. Cordova over to Birmingham at Carver, Oakman at Southeastern, Winston County at Falkville, and then us tomorrow night.
Right. So
Bama's off this Saturday night.
there are a few teams that are off this week too in high school, so that's why.
Addison has a bye. They're in the first round,
Yeah.
and then the other teams have completed their season.
Did y'all talk about Addison next week?
Oh, next week, yeah, Addison. They'll be in the playoffs next week, hosting a game, and our plan is to be broadcasting that game. Is that right?
That is the plan right now.
We're looking for some sponsors
We
who
are.
want to sponsor the Addison game, whether you're in Jasper and want to pull folks from Winston County, or you're in Addison and want to show your support for the team. I'll be contacting a lot of people tomorrow and the first of next week to get those sponsors lined up.
Yeah, that's the tough part of this season where you just don't really know who's going to be where. We have to kind of play it by ear for when that time comes.
And most people don't know that we can't just show up at a playoff game. We have to pay for those. So there's a lot of stuff that goes into it.
That's right. AHSAA regulations, dictate fees to cover games in the playoffs. So
don't get me started.
I know it. Well, we can talk about it. Just let.
They can't do anything.
Tell
to
us how
us.
you really feel about
Yeah,
it.
tell us what let's make this go viral, Woody.
Let's not. Sorry I brought it up.
Well, all right, it's 7 o'clock, so that means it's